হ্যালো এইচএস থার্ড সেমিস্টার পরীক্ষার্থী বা পরীক্ষার্থিনী, তোমাদের জন্য এবার আমি এবিটি এর টেস্ট পেপার নিয়ে এসেছি সেমিস্টার থার্ডের। অনেকের রিকোয়েস্টের জন্য আমি আজকে আসতে বাধ্য হলাম, কারণ আমার এমনিতেই ছুটি ছাড়া থাকে না। তো দেখো, আজকে আমি বায়োলজিক্যাল সায়েন্সের ওপর তোমাদের সেমিস্টার থ্রিতে যতগুলো মানে কোশ্চেন পেপারগুলো আছে সবগুলো আমি করার চেষ্টা করব। তবে আমি প্রথমেই দেখিয়ে দেখো, এই যে বায়োলজিক্যাল সায়েন্সের করছি, তো আমি বাংলা ভার্সানটা আমি পরে করছি, যেহেতু ইংলিশ ভার্সান দেখো খুব কম আছে, তো এটাকে আগে সেরে নিয়ে উল্টো দিক থেকে করবো। এই আজকে আমি বায়োলজিক্যাল সায়েন্সের ইংলিশ ভার্সানটাও যে আমি করব, এটাও কিন্তু আমি উল্টো দিক থেকে করব। যে বলি কেন, তো অনেকের কিন্তু হয়তো দুই একটা করতে শুরু করেছে ধরো, তো ওদের হয়তো সেই ক্ষেত্রে অতটা ফলপ্রসূ হবে না বা লাভ হবে না, তাই আমি তোমাদের উল্টো দিক থেকে করছি বায়োলজিক্যাল সায়েন্সের উত্তরগুলো, আর ইংলিশ ভার্সানটাকে আগে করছি যেহেতু গুটি কতক আছে বলে। তো দেখি লাস্টে কি আছে। 195, দেখো এসসি 195, তো তোমরাও খুলে দেখে নেবে। এসসি 195, এসসি 195, এই যে এসসি 195, এটা হচ্ছে ইংলিশ ভার্সানের লাস্ট কোশ্চেন পেপার। তাই তোমাদের আমি এটা উত্তরটা বলে দিচ্ছি, তোমরা দেখে নাও, তোমরা টেস্ট পেপার নিয়ে নিয়ে মিলিয়ে নেবে। আচ্ছা, তবে আমি শুরু করছি, তো পেন নিয়ে আসি। আচ্ছা, দেখো তো প্রথমে কী আছে, দেখো হুইচ অফ দ্য ফলোয়িং স্টেটমেন্টস অ্যাবাউট পোলেন pistil interaction is incorrect. Pollen pistil interaction, that means when a pollen falls on the stigma, all pollens will not germinate. What type of pollens will germinate? Depending on the chemical stimulus. Okay, so in this case you should remind in your memory that pollen pistil, in case of pollen pistil interaction, chemical stimulus will occur. If they are compatible, then pollen tube germination will occur. So in this case, see what is the answer. It is a passive process that does not involve any signaling between pollen and pistil. No, it is not correct. It ensures that only compatible pollen grains germinated and fertilize the ovum. Ensures that only compatible. Yes, this is the correct answer. The B, 1B is the correct answer. Now move on to the next question. Which of the following statement about geitonogamy? Acha, you know what is the geitonogamy? Geitonogamy means the transference of pollen grain from a flower to the another flower borne by the same plant. Okay, is it right? তো এটা তোমরা জানো যে কি একটা I think English medium students can also speak in Bengali. Just for the reason I have to speak with in Bengali also. দেখো যেটা বলছি, দেখো গেটনিকে আমি তোমাদের বলে দিলাম, যেহেতু বাংলা মিডিয়াম ছেলেদের জন্য লাভ হয় বলে আমি তোমাদের বাংলাতেও বলছি যে গেটনিক তোমরা জানো যে একই উদ্ভিদে দুটো ফুলের মধ্যে যেটা পরাগরেণু ট্রান্সফার হচ্ছে, তাই না? তো এবার ওই হিসাবে ভাবো, তবে গেটনিক কোনটা কারেক্ট হবে? ইট ইজ টাইপ অফ ক্রস পলিনেশন দ্যাট ওয়াকার্স বিটুইন ফ্লাওয়ার্স অফ ডিফারেন্ট, হবে না। ইট রিকোয়ার্স অ্যান এক্সটার্নাল পলিনেটিং এজেন্ট, লাইক উইন্ড, ওয়াটার, হবে না, ওয়াটার যেহেতু আছে। ইট লিডস টু গ্রেটার জেনেটিক ভ্যারিয়েশন, দ্যাট না, এটাও হবে না। ইট ইজ এ টাইপ অফ সেলফ পলিনেশন, ঠিকই আছে, দ্যাট ওয়াকার্স বিটুইন ফ্লাওয়ার্স অফ দ্য সেম প্ল্যানেট। দ্য D1 ইজ দ্য কারেক্ট। ওকে, ডি এটা হচ্ছে মানে সত্য। এবার নাও মুভস অন টু দ্য নেক্সট কোশ্চিন নাম্বার 3. Microspores in angiosperms develop into, here what does it indicate? Microspores in angiosperm develops into ovules. No, it is a female. It is related with feminine. Pollen grains, endosperm and embryo, this would be pollen grain. তার মানে কি বলছে যে মাইক্রোস্পোর, ঠিক আছে, মাইক্রোস্পোর অ্যাঞ্জিওস্পার্মে মাইক্রোস্পোরটা কিসে মানে পরিণত হয়? ওভিল তো হবে না, ওভিলটা কিসে হয়? ওভিলটা তো সিড হয়, আচ্ছা, তাহলে পোলেন গ্রেন্সটা হবে, ঠিক আছে, এই পোলেন গ্রেন্স বা পরাগরেণুটাই হবে বিয়েরটা, মনে রাখো। তখন 3B। নেক্সট কোশ্চেন নাম্বার 4, ড্যাশ ইজ অ্যান এনজাইম রিলিজ বাই স্পার্ম। শুনো, listen to me that whenever any enzyme secreted or released by sperm, automatically you should think at first the hyaluronidase enzyme. Okay, so here see that this enzyme is an enzyme released by sperm to digest the zona pellucida and facilitate fertilizing. Here acrosine would be the correct answer. 4B, acrosine. অ্যাক্রোসিন উড বি দ্য কারেক্ট অ্যান্সার। আপনি এখানে বলতে চাইছি কি বলতো, যে জোনা প্যালিসুডাকে কী করে দেয়, মানে অপসারণ করে দেয়, ঠিক আছে, ওটা ডাইজেশন করে দেয়, ডাইজেশন করে ওটাকে মানে হটিয়ে দেয় ওই পর্দাটাকে, জোনা প্যালিসুডাটাকে, আর ফার্টিলাইজেশনটাকে সম্ভব করে দেয়। তো সেটাকে, সেটা ওই তোমার স্পার্মের মাথার উপরে সামনে যে এনজাইমটা আছে, তাই না, অ্যাক্রোসিন, হাইলিউরোনিডেজের কাছে, ওটাই হচ্ছে উত্তর, অ্যাক্রোসিন বি। নাও দ্য নেক্সট কোশ্চিন, fertilization, it should be F instead of P, it should be F. Fertilization in the human body typically occurs in, মানে বলা হচ্ছে যে ফার্টিলাইজেশন হিউম্যান বডিতে কোথায় হয়, where fertilization occurs in human body, this is the question. So you know fertilization takes place at fallopian tube, then C would be the correct answer. 5C would be the correct answer. Now move on to the next question. চলো পরে 6 নম্বর কোশ্চেনে যাচ্ছি। আচ্ছা, which type of stem cells can be derived from the placenta? Which type of stem cells can be derived from the placenta? প্লাসেন্টা থেকে কোন ধরনের স্টেম সেল তৈরি হয় বা উৎপন্ন হয়, ঠিক আছে। তো এখানে কী হয় বলতো, প্লুরিপটেন্ট স্টেম সেলস। দ্য অ্যান্সার উড বি বি, 6B, প্লুরিপটেন্ট স্টেম সেলস, প্লুরিপটেন্ট স্টেম cells. And the next question, পরের question, the question consists of two statements, an assertion and reasons. Because you all know about the same, so I don't want to read it once again. তোমরা সবাই জানো অ্যাসারশন মানে কি, আর বিবৃতি, আর এটা কারণ তোমরা সবাই জানো, এটা পড়ছি না। অ্যাসারশন বিবৃতি কী দেওয়া হচ্ছে, অ্যাসারশন ইন কেস অফ Cryptorchidism is a condition where one of both testes fail to descend into scrotum. হ্যাঁ, এটা ঠিক আছে। যখন তোমার ক্রিপ্টোরিজিজম কাকে বলা হয়, হোয়াট ইজ ক্রিপ্টোরকিডিজম? ইট ইজ এ কন্ডিশন when testis fails to descend into the scrotum. Okay, that is called ক্রিপ্টোরিজিজম। মানে স্ক্রোটামের মধ্যে যদি তোমার টেস্টিস বা শুক্রাশয়টা না নেমে যায়, মানে তোমার অ্যাবডোমেনে থেকে যায়, তবে ওটাকে, ওই কন্ডিশনটাই বলছে ক্রিপ্টোরকিডিজম। তো ঠিক আছে। আচ্ছা, রিজন, দ্য ডিসেন্ট টেস্টিস ইজ এসেন্সিয়াল ফর নর্মাল প্রোডাকশন অ্যাজ স্পার্ম ডেভেলপমেন্ট রিকোয়ার্স দ্য টেম্পারেচার লোয়ার দ্যান বডি টেম্পারেচার। দিস ইজ অলসো কারেক্ট বিকজ when testis comes down to the scrotum, automatically about 2.5 degree centigrade temperature becomes lower than the body temperature. So assertion and reason both are correct, and R is also the explanation of the assertion. So in case of A is correct, 7A. 8 in case of 8, C. যখন কোশ্চেন মে আরাইজ ইন ইউর মাইন্ড, তোমাদের মধ্যে একটা কোশ্চেন মনে মধ্যে আসতে পারো যে I am telling with the correct one, but I cannot put any mark with the pen or by, but I cannot mark the correct answer because my son is also studying or will also appear in 3rd semester like you. Just for the reason I don't want to put any mark with the pen, so that next time he will not face any problem in answering the question. So the next question, 8. Which structure in female reproductive systems primarily releases progesterone and estrogen after ovulation? Which structures in the female reproductive system primarily releases progesterone and estrogen after ovulation? That means ovulation আর estrogen, ovulation হওয়ার পর estrogen আর প্রোজেস্টেরনটা কে রিলিজ করে, কোথা থেকে সিক্রেট হয়? তো এটা উত্তর কী হবে? কর্পাস লুটিয়াম। বি ইজ দ্য কারেক্ট অ্যান্সার। এড বি ইজ দ্য কারেক্ট অ্যান্সার। 9. Matching. It is matching. So let's see. IVF, in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization. Sperm is directly injected into the cytoplasmic. That is ICSI. Sperm is directly injected into the cytoplasm. That means ICSI. ICSI means C. On is related with C. On is related with C. Okay, and the next one. Sperm directly fertilization occurs outside the body. That is in vitro. A is related with 2. So let's see. A is related with 2. A is related with 2. I think this would be 2, not Z. A is related with 2 and C is related to 1. C is related to 1. This, I think this is incorrect. Let's see the another question also. Gift zygote is transferred into fallopian tube. Okay, D is related to 4. D is related. This one is correct. And let's see also the last one. C1. ICSI. Oh, I have told at first C1. B3. Intrauterine device. That means C1. Sperm is directly into A2. Okay. ICSI 1. C1. BIUE 3. Sperm is introduced into the uterus to enhance fertilization. Jeep diagnosis. Okay, the A is the correct answer. Next, move to the next question. 10. Which of the following statement about amniocentesis is incorrect? It is used to detect chromosomal abnormalities in the fetus. It is correct. The procedure involves extracting amniotic fluid containing fetal cells. This is also correct. It can be performed at any stage of pregnancy without risk. No. And last one, let's see last one. Amniocentesis can help diagnose. This is also correct. That means C is the correct answer. 10C. Now next question. A couple experiencing infertility due to blocked fallopian tubes wants to conceive. They are considering the gamete intrafallopian transfer technique. Which of the following statement best explains why gift may not be a suitable option for them? Gift requires at least one functional fallopian tube for fertilization to occur. May not be a suitable option. B. Gift involves a fertilization outside the body. This is correct. Let's read once again. A couple experiencing infertility due to blocked fallopian tubes wants to conceive. They are considering the gamete intrafallopian transfer technique. Gift. Which of the following statements best explains why gift may not be a suitable option for them? Because infertility due to blocked fallopian tubes. As the fallopian tube is blocked, I think gift may not be possible. Which of the following statement best explains why gift may not be a suitable option? Gift requires at least one functional fallopian tube for fertilization to occur. Gift involves fertilization outside the body, similar to IVF. Gift can only be performed using donor gametes. Gift does not require ovarian stimulation or egg retrieval. A1 is correct. A11A. Gift requires at least one functional fallopian tube for fertilization. So A1 is the correct answer. Now moves on to the next question. 12. A fertility specialist recommends zygote intrafallopian transfer, that means GIFT, to a couple struggling with infertility. Which of the following statement correctly describes a key aspect of this technique? A fertility specialist recommends GIFT to a couple struggling with infertility. Which of the following statement correctly describes a key aspect of this technique? আমি এখানে বলতে চাইছি তোমার কী বলতো যে একটা ফার্টিলিটি ধরো ডক্টর ফক্টর কোনো একটা স্পেশালিস্ট যারা জাইগোট মানে জিফট করতে চাইছে, যারা ইনফার্টিলিটি মানে সন্তান প্রোডাকশানে ইনক্যাপেবল, তো ওদের ক্ষেত্রে বলছে কোনটা কারেক্টলি ডেসক্রাইব করছে, কোনটা বর্ণনা করছে এই টেকনিকটার, যে ফার্টিলাইজেশন ওয়াকার্স ইনসাইড দ্য ফ্যালোপিয়ান টিউব সিমিলার টু ন্যাচারাল কনসেপশন। এ জাইগোট ইজ ফর্ম, জিফট মানে হচ্ছে কী বলতো, জিফট মানে ইউ নো হোয়াট ইজ জিফট? জিফট মিনস collecting gametes from donor parents and then it is fertilized inside the test tube. That means it occurs outside the body in vitro technique. So in that case a zygote is formed in the laboratory and then transferred to the fallopian. B is the correct answer. 12B. 13. When a lactating mother most likely to able to conceive again? When? That means after the ending period of breastfeeding, immediately after childbirth? No, only after complete cessation of breastfeeding. This one is correct. B is the correct answer. 13B. 13B. Terror B একটা correct answer. Which of the following is an inborn error of metabolism caused by genetic disorder? Inborn error of metabolism, that means phenylketonuria. PKU, phenylketonuria. Hemophilia is the X-linked disease, X-linked recessive disease. Okay, Down syndrome, it is the another case. So in this case phenylketonuria is the correct answer. B. 15. A child has blood group O while the mother has blood group A. Which of the following statement is correct regarding the possible blood group of the father? Let's see what would be the answer, because it cannot say verbally. I have to check. What is written here? A child has blood group O. That means, you know, in case of O, both gene is in recessive homozygous condition. Okay, I know blood group is regulated by capital A gene. So in case of O group, it is controlled by homozygous recessive I gene. So let's see. It is the genotype. A child has blood group, this is the child, while the mother has blood group A. A means its genotype would be either capital II genes, or one is capital I and another is recessive gene. Okay, in case of A blood group, the genotype may be either this or this. So if the son is O group, that means mother should be this one. Okay, but in case of father, what would be the father? So father group may be IA, this one may be IB, this is also correct, and O, this one would be correct. দেখো আমি বলছি যে এ গ্রুপের সময় কি দুটো ডোমিন্যান্টও থাকতে পারে, বা একটা ডোমিন্যান্ট একটা রিসেপ্ট থাকতে পারে। হ্যাঁ, ফাদার কী হতে পারে? ফাদার এরকম হতে পারে, কারণ হচ্ছে যে আই, তার মানে একটা মায়ের কাছ থেকে এ আই গিয়েছে, একটা ফাদারের কাছ থেকে এ আই গিয়েছে, এটা হতে পারে। আরেকটা কি, এ আইটা এসছে মাদারের কাছ থেকে বা ফাদারের কাছ থেকে এই গ্রুপেরও আসতে পারে, বা ফাদারের কাছে এই গ্রুপও আসতে পারে। কিন্তু ফাদার যদি এ বি হয়, তবে এ বি দুটোই যেহেতু কোডোমিনেন্স, সিন্স এ বি ইজ দ্য কোডোমিনেন্স, বোথ জিনস শুড বি প্রেজেন্ট। ওকে, সো ইট ইজ নট পসিবল। সো এক্সেপ্ট এ বি, all groups are possible from the father, A, B, O. Father must have blood group O. No. Father can have blood group A, B or O, but not A, B. This one is correct, B. So in case of 15, B is the correct answer. Now, next move to the next question, 16. In a cross showing incomplete dominance, okay, you have studied in your madhyamik. Okay, when you were in class 10, you have actually studied that. So I don't want to take more time to answer this question. Okay. Incomplete dominance, you can find it in Mirabilis Jalapa or Antirrhinum majus or Snapdragon. In that case, red and white flowers were used, but the F1 generation produced intermediate color, okay, pink, that is pink color. So here the requirement is what is genotype and phenotype. In case of incomplete dominance, you know genotype, phenotype all the same. Genotype, phenotype same. That means 1:2:1. This is the genotype as well as phenotypes of incomplete dominance. Keep it in mind. Dominance. Recapitulate it from your Madhyamik. So here genotypic ratio 1:2:1. Phenotypic, no, it is not correct. Genotypic ratio, no. Genetic ratio 1:2:1. Phenotypic ratio 2:1. Yes, this one is correct. C1 is the correct answer. So C1 is the correct answer of question 16. Now move on to the next question 17. Two genes located close together on the same chromosome show a recombination frequency of 4%. What does that indicate about their inheritance pattern? Before answering question, I want to let you know that if recombination percentage is 0%, then no crossover will occur. Okay, will occur. If recombination percentage is 0%, then no crossover will occur. So recombination is not possible. In that case, the linkage is complete. In that case, linkage is complete. Keep it in mind. But recombination percentage is 4 to 10%, then rarely recombination will occur. Okay, but after that means 10 to 15%, then crossover will occur and recombination will occur frequently. So let's see, 4%, that means recombination is less than 10%, so rarely occur. Here in this case, recombination occur rarely, but most of the cases the genes remain in parental combination. So let's see, genes are assorting immediately, no, impossible, not possible. Genes are tightly linked and rarely undergo recombination. This is correct. Let's see another question also. The genes are completely, it is not completely. In case of completely linked, percentage should be 0%. The genes are on different chromosomes and segregate, no. So B is the correct answer. B is the correct answer of the question 17. Now move on to the 18th question. In a population, a recessive allele A causes a genetic disorder when present in homozygous state. Okay, a person with genotype heterozygous condition does not show the disorder, but can pass allele to offspring. Which of the following statement is correct? Okay, the disorder will be more common in individual born to heterozygous condition. No. A heterozygous individual will express disorder partially, maybe. The allele will be expressed in every generation. No. If one parent is affected, other is heterozygous, none. No, this is not also correct. So I think correct B. A heterozygous individual will express the disorder partially, maybe. This one is correct, because this is not correct. The disorder will be more common in individuals born to heterozygous. No, more common, not more common. So B is the correct answer. Now 19. In a Mendelian monohybrid cross involving complete dominance, tall versus short, P, how do genotypic and phenotypic ratios in F2 generation? It is the same. This question is from Madhyamik syllabus. The genotypic ratio, it is not ratio, is 1:2:1, and phenotype ratio 1:1. Yes, this is correct. A. 19A is the correct answer. I don't want to read the remaining question because I found the correct answer, this one, so I will not read the other question. Now 20. Which of the following correctly matches the type of bond with its role to nucleic acid? Phosphodiester bond joins nitrogenous bases in the DNA helix. No. Hydrogen bond links nucleotides together to form sugar phosphate. No. Glycosidic bond forms between. No. Phosphodiester bond forms between adjacent nucleotides. Yes, this one is correct. D1 is the correct answer. Now 21. How do non-histone protein differ from histone proteins in terms of their charge and function in the chromatin organization? Before to find the answer, I want to let you know the concept. Histone means basic proteins. Basic protein means positively charged, and non-histone protein means acidic protein, which is negatively charged. Okay, but in case of DNA packaging, we have found that histone proteins played a crucial role for DNA packaging. So let's see the answer now. Non-histone protein are positively charged and help in DNA packaging like histone. This is correct. And see another question also. What are the other answer also? Non-histone proteins are negative charged. No, are negative charged. Okay, this is correct. And primarily assist in gene regulation. No. Non-histone proteins are neutral. No. Non-histone proteins can be neutral or negatively charged, playing roles in chromatin remodel. No. A1 is correct answer. 21A. Which of the following statement best support the RNA world hypothesis for the origin of life? Because you know in your syllabus about RNA, I can find RNA was the first genetic material to arise in the world. Okay. Now see, RNA can store genetic information but cannot catalyze chemical reaction. No. DNA was the first. No, because RNA was the first genetic material. C. RNA can function both as genetic material, yes, correct, and as a catalyst supporting early cellular process. This one is correct. So C is the correct answer of the question 22. What is the primary role of RNA sequence present inside telomeres? Telomeres is the end of the chromosome that helps the end of the chromosome from binding together. It serves as a template for extending 5' end of DNA. It serves as a template for adding repetitive sequence. This one is correct. Repetitive sequence. Whenever you find a repetitive sequence in telomerase, the most possibility the answer would be that. So here I think this is the correct answer, B. Now move on to the next question 24. A given DNA sequence on the non-template strand is this, and what will be the corresponding mRNA sequence? Corresponding mRNA sequence. This one is the 5' to 3'. So another would be this one 5, 3'. So G is the here G. That means it would be C. Then here it is C, so it would be G. It is A, that means it would be U. Now see, after seeing the last three, then you will find the correct answer, I think. Towards 5' end, CGU. Towards 5' end, CGU. This one the correct answer, because C is, you can find the first three bases in another answer. So I think C is the correct answer. So C is the correct answer of 24. Because rather going in details the answer, try to answer taking few base sequence, because you will save your time. So when I sequence for 3 base, I can find this is not repetition in another answer also, so automatically this would be the correct answer. 25. A researcher, it would be a researcher, printing mistake. A researcher isolates an amino acid tRNA complex and finds that it contains the anticodon 3 USC. Based on this, this would be 1. Based on this information, which of the following inclusion is correct? Anticodon 3 USC. That means this is the anticodon. Anticodon is this one anticodon, okay? This is variable, this is this one. Here it is methionine. In case of first amino acid methionine, so methionine initiation codon for methionine would be AUG1 mRNA. So it's complementary based on anticodon loop. This is the anticodon loop. Anticodon loop AUGC. So this would be the base complementary of tRNA of initiation codon AUG of mRNA, because methionine would be the initiation amino acid, methionine. So tRNA carrying methionine, its anticodon loop will contain UAC codon, UAC anticodon. Okay, so UAC, now see UAC tRNA carries amino acid tyrosine. No, methionine would be methionine. Where is the methionine? tRNA carries the amino acid methionine and binds to the amino acid. Yes, this one is correct. B is the correct answer. 25B is the correct answer. 26. Which of the following conditions will result in maximum transcription of lac operon? Lac operon means lactose. We will find only lactose. Except lactose, we will not see other substance. Glucose is present, lactose absent. No. Glucose is present, lactose present. No. Glucose is absent, present. No. Glucose is absent, lactose present. This one is correct answer. D is the correct answer of 24 or 26 question. Now 27. It is the matching, adaptive radiation, Darwin Finch. This is the correct. So A and 1. It is the matched correctly. Convergent means unrelated species develop similarity. This is also matching. Homologous means structure is same but function is different. Yes, this one is correct. Genetic dip, random change in allele frequency significant in small population. This is also correctly matched. Natural selection. That means A1, B2, and you should see in this manner. A1, B2, C3, B is the correct answer. B is the correct answer of 27. 28. Which of the following best describes evolution? Best describes evolution. A sudden change in an individual's trait during lifetime. No. A gradual change in species over generation due to genetic variation and evolution. This one is correct. The creation of new species without any genetic. No. The inheritance. No. So B is the correct answer. Now move on to the next question, that is 29. যারা বাংলায় ইংলিশ, যেহেতু ইংলিশ কোশ্চেন তো ইংলিশ বলতে বলতে আমি বাংলা ভুলেই গেছি, কিছু মনে করো, তবে তোমরা তো উত্তর দেখতেই পাচ্ছ কোনটাই উত্তর, তাই নয় কি? Bengali medium student, you have actually answered which one answer is correct, so according to that you can follow that answer. 29. Which of the following condition is not required for a population to maintain hardy windback of equilibrium? Large proportion is required, natural selection acting on alleles, no mutation occurring. Which of the following condition is not required for population to maintain hardy windback equilibrium? Large population size, natural selection acting on alleles, no mutation occurring, random mating is required. Large population is also required to maintain hardy windback. No mutation occurring, natural selection acting on alleles. This will be the correct answer, B, 29B. 30. Which of the following correctly describes the composition and characteristics of Earth's primitive atmosphere? This question is also given from Madhyamik syllabus, because some you can also use syllabus of Madhyamik in your class 12. So on the basis of that, these questions is from Madhyamik syllabus. It was rich in oxygen. No, it was reducing activity. This is correct. A2 and primarily composed of methane, ammonia, hydrogen, and hydrocarbons. Because you know, Urey and Miller experiment use these compounds, okay, for proof that in the primitive earth what was produced at first. So this one is the correct answer. Here one question may also arise in your exam, that ammonia, methane and hydrogen used in which ratio? In which ratio? Because you know, ammonia 2 parts, sorry, this is methane 2 parts, ammonia 1 parts and hydrogen 2 parts. So ratio would be 2:1:2. But you can see that Shatra book of Madhyamik, I think ratio is not correct. It is printing mistake for class 10 of Shatra publication. Because keep it in mind that ammonia would be taken 1 parts, methane 2 parts, hydrogen 2 parts. Keep it in mind. But you can find of Madhyamik books of Shatra publication where it is found 2:2:1. That means hydrogen is given 1 part, but this is not correct. So B is the correct answer of 30. Now 31. It is the assertion and reason. তার মানে বিবৃতি আর কারণ, তাই তো? আর পড়তে যাচ্ছি না, খালি প্রশ্নটা দেখো। So let's the question. The blastula is a hollow ball of cells that forms after the morula stage during embryo development. This is correct. The morula undergoes compaction and cavitation leading to the formation of fluid-filled cavity called blastocele, which marks the transition to the blastula stage. This is also correct. And blastula forms after morula stage. Option A is the correct answer. Both are true and R is correctly explained here. Now 32. In a human pedigree, an affected father passes a genetic disorder to all daughters, but none of his son. What is the most likely mode of inheritance? Father is affected and all daughters are also affected, okay? That means father passes his disorder to the daughters. That means it is sex-linked dominant. C1 is the correct answer. Sex-linked dominant. 33. A geneticist is studying inheritance of dominant trait. This is trait in pea plants to determine whether a plant is dominant phenotype A, is homozygous or heterozygous. Which of the following experiment errors should be performed and why? এখানে বলতে চাইছে যে একটা জেনেটিসিস্ট a geneticist wants to find the genotype of parents, okay? Here it is parents pea plants. So which type of crossing is preferred? You know, in that case, to know the genotype of any parents, so I think it is test cross is widely accepted. Not widely accepted, test cross should be done. So here test cross, this one is test cross, not a test cross, 2 test cross, okay? So let's read. A test cross should be performed by crossing the plant with heterozygous. Yes, this one is correct. This was incorrect. Yes, A would be the correct answer. 33A. 34. Which of the following is not a major issue caused by rapid human population growth, increased demand for natural resource leading to depletion of forest, water and other? This is not correct. Higher level of population and environmental degradation, greater economic prosperity for all individuals due to larger workforce, increased pressure. No, C is the correct answer. Here C is the correct answer. Now the last question. A married couple visit a genetic counselor The husband has normal vision, while wife is carrier for red-green color blindness. As X-linked disorder, they want to know the probability of passing the condition to their children. After analyzing their genotype, the counselor explains that their sons have 50% chance of being colorblind, while their daughters have 50% chance of being carriers, but will have normal vision. Based on this case, which of the following is the most correct explanation? Color blindness is an autosomal. No. Since mother is a carrier and father is normal, the condition can only be inherited by daughters, not sons. No. Color blindness is an X-linked recessive disorder, and sons inherit their X chromosome from their mother, which determines their livelihood. This one is the correct answer. Okay. So today I have completed the one question solved of test paper. That is the last one, and we will try. So I will try, and we will also try to solve the next one in the next time. That means I will take within few days time for answering the next paper of biological science. So to carry on continuing studying, because the exam is approaching very fast. Thank you.